Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel. So just in the past year alone, we have seen price increases on guitars between 10 and 20%, even more in some cases. And in a recent video, I talked about some of the reasons why this is happening, and I'll put a link to that down in the video description below. But despite those increases, the fan favorite Firefly 338 is actually at the same price that it's been at from like 2 or even 3 years ago. The basic models like this one you can still get on Amazon for $159. As you can see, I picked up a new one recently, and I did this for a few reasons. Number one is that I've been on a green guitars kick lately, and look at this. I mean, this is a beautiful emerald green. The next reason is just that I wanted to check up on these guitars and see how the quality is holding up. And the third reason is that I'm skeptical that this price is going to last much longer, and so I wanted to get one at that price while I still can. I mean, this is a great looking guitar, and you've got the humbuckers, it's got a set neck, and when you can find these on Amazon, you even get free shipping. Now, I'm always saying things like, we are in the golden age of affordable guitars, and at least for right now, I think that is still true. But I am concerned that all of these issues with shipping and transportation and fuel costs, I'm worried that it's going to permanently drive up the price of guitars in the near future. And with some brands, it already has. I mean, people have been talking a lot about Fender recently. They've increased the prices on a lot of their guitars by 20% in some cases, and a lot of other companies have done similar price increases. Now, I'll give you guys a few nice close-ups of this guitar while I go through the specs, then we'll get into the demo like usual, and then we can really find out how this one compares to the older versions of the same model that I own. Like I said earlier, it's got a set neck there. It's a maple neck. It's 22 frets on a rosewood fretboard. It's got fairly generic hardware, and that includes the tuners up here. Now the humbuckers, obviously it's got a set of humbuckers on this guitar. One thing that was really curious to me is that when I first started checking out these Firefly 338s, which at this point is quite a few years ago, I assumed that these were just bottom of the barrel, super microphonic pickups and everything. And I actually discovered when I went to swap out the pickups in one of these guitars that they were wax potted and actually much higher quality than I originally realized. Now down here we've got a typical control layout for a guitar like this. 3-way toggle switch, 2 volumes, 2 tones, and the output jack down there. Nice little touches, nice little extra touches on this guitar, like it's got a multi-ply binding around the front of the body, single-ply binding on the back. And yeah, I mean, I cannot get over, even the back has a nice transparent finish on it. This is just, like I said, I can't get over how beautiful of a color this is. I love like a deep emerald green or a British racing green. I love those colors. And on this guitar, the green with the black pickguard and knobs, that's just delicious. Okay guys, but let's go ahead and plug this in. And actually for this demo, I am not going to use my Fender GTX 100, which is what I typically have been using lately for my demos, but instead I'm going to go back to my old Black Star ID Core 40. It's a little 40-watt solid-state head that sounds beautiful, especially the clean tone. So I'm going to use that for this demo. Now, real quick, guys, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out super affordable guitars, and also staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, let's go ahead and plug in this classic Firefly 338 in emerald green. Let's check it out and listen to how it sounds. Okay guys, so like I said in the beginning of the video, one of the reasons I wanted to get yet another one of these guitars, especially one of the basic models like this one, is that I just want to see if the build quality of these guitars has been consistent. And I can tell you right now, this guitar feels identical to, the models that I was getting 2 or even 3 years ago. They've kept the same neck profile, fretboard radius, all of that stuff. And it feels great. I mean, these guitars, despite being a semi-hollow body kind of Marty McFly type guitar, these guitars have really comfortable, very shreddable necks on them. It's a relatively thin neck. No, I mean, it's not even relatively. It is a thin neck, especially for a guitar like this. Now, I want to take a second to answer one of the common questions that I get when I review these guitars. And that question is, what have I done to the guitar before doing the demo? And the answer is almost nothing. I even have the same strings on this guitar that it came with out of the box. And I haven't even done a truss rod adjustment or anything like that. I think I kind of wiped down the strings, and of course I tuned the guitar. And that's pretty much it. I mean, one great thing about these guitars is that they are generally pretty playable right out of the box. And I know there are people here and there who have had other experiences, because it's a semi-hollow body guitar, once in a while these do get damaged in shipping or something like that. But the awesome thing about, when you can get these guitars on Amazon is they have such a generous return policy, especially if, something goes wrong with the shipping or that kind of stuff. The other thing that's just really fun for me with these guitars at this point is it's kind of like coming back to a place that you used to visit a lot, like as a kid or something like that. Like, you guys ever do that thing where you go back to your old high school and sit on the steps where you used to sit, something like that, and then you sit there and you get the vibe and you feel like, yeah, man, I haven't aged at all. Or is it just me? Am I the only one that does that? But anyway, you guys get the idea. And for me, I get that feeling when I play one of these guitars, because this was one of the guitars that really kicked off my channel for me. I mean, it actually wasn't that early in the history of my channel, but it definitely was one of the guitars that kind of propelled the channel to really grow and reach a lot of new viewers and that kind of stuff. Because I started checking out these Firefly 338s back, I want to say it was like the end of 2017. Back then, and this was one of the first guitars that I checked out that really got a lot of attention. So I love the fact that I can still get a brand new one today for about the same price, and it feels so familiar to me. It's a very comforting feeling. And these guitars have brought a lot of people together too. I'm talking about the Facebook groups and all of the different communities that have been built up over the years of people who are fans of these guitars, because obviously a lot of people get these guitars as a first guitar, and a lot of people get them who are more experienced players or even luthiers. People get them for mod guitars, right? Because it's a nice set neck, it's good wood and everything. People get these guitars and then they add like Bigsby's and different pickups and all kinds of stuff to them. New tuners. These are really fun guitars to mod and work on, and a lot of people get it just for that reason. And that reminds me, that was the other thing I wanted to ask you guys. Who out there owns one of these green ones? Now, they've got a couple different green shades. There's this one, which is the transparent green, which I love. And then there's also one which is almost like a metallic green, something like that. But who's got one out there, and what's your favorite color for these guitars? But there it is, the Firefly 338, still an awesome guitar for well under $200, $159 as of when I'm making this video, even after all these years. Really, really cool. But yeah, like I said in the beginning, guys, I don't know how long these prices are going to last. I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that, or encourage anybody to rush out and stock up on guitars or something like that, although that's what I'm doing. But I honestly am skeptical that these super low, sub $200 prices are going to last much longer. With everything I've been reading about and hearing from industry people and that kind of stuff, the transportation issues are maybe never going to be solved. So You know, I think the prices, just by that, you know, from that stuff alone, all the transportation and shipping issues, I think the prices are just going to continue to creep up and up and up. And then maybe they'll stabilize at some point, but it's going to be a lot higher than it was, you know, 5 years ago or even now. Anyway, guys, I don't want to leave you on a real downer note or anything like that. So as usual, I'm going to have links down in the video description below for everything I'm talking about in the video, including the guitar and the amplifier I was using, the Blackstar ID Core 40. And I will also have links for my social media and my latest instructional video and all that stuff. Guys, I never get tired of checking out great guitars, and I hope you never get tired of watching these videos. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you then.